my name is Kenna, and what brought me to Dr. Joddy was I was in complete system and organ failure. I knew that death was imminent and I needed help immediately. I called the office and got it, which I was so grateful for. Leading up to that, though, I was completely bedridden. I was unable to eat any solid food. I was on liquid food for months, actually. And I was unable to sleep. I lost my ability to walk, lost my ability to speak. Constant head pain and pressure, tingling sensations. I was just miserable. And leading up to that, I had seen dozens of doctors, specialists of every kind, as well as had multiple types of testing. I went through the gamut of testing, medical testing. And through that time of meeting many doctors and specialists and medical testing, I collected many different diagnoses. And the diagnoses are varied. Starting with migraine headaches, I suffered horribly with migraine headaches to the point of where I would be completely housebound for weeks, sometimes months at a time. In addition to the migraines, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, which has left me devastated physically. I was also diagnosed with POTS and dysautonomia, fibrocystic breast disease, irritable bowel syndrome, polycystic ovaries, heart arrhythmia, chronic fatigue syndrome, Epstein-Barr virus, fibromyalgia. I also had difficulty looking at objects. People, movement, conversations were hard to follow. It was very painful to even look through my eyes to follow conversation. In addition, I was diagnosed with Meniere's disease, tinnitus of the ears. I went through extensive testing with that, which was really brutal. Also, light sensitivity was very severe. I wore dark glasses everywhere to cope with light of any kind, whether it be fluorescent or sunlight. Sound, oh my goodness, sound sensitivity. Certain pitches and tones of sound would send me into complete anxiety attack, which was such a helpless feeling and extremely embarrassing. Also, too, horrific and painful menstrual cycles because of the cysts. I would rely on progesterone to try to regulate my cycle every month, hoping that it would come on time and be somewhat decent and not so painful. Emotionally, this has taken a tremendous toll on me. All of these diagnoses and the reality of it has been emotionally crushing, and it has felt like every piece of me, every piece of Kenna has been stripped away, and to the point of not even being able to recognize myself, and that's painful. It also has felt like I've been caged inside of my own body and trapped inside of it. I think a lot of the contributing factors to some of my health issues were that I was raised in date groves, which were heavily sprayed with pesticides all my formative years. Our house and the school I went to was surrounded by date groves as well. And we had a family business, and I worked with a lot of chemicals as well growing up. So those may have been some factors that contributed to the organs being overwhelmed to the point of not being able to function at this point in my life. But I would like to say some of the improvements that since I've been seeing Dr. Joddy. The first thing I noticed as soon as I started treatment, which was something I had never experienced, was after treatments, I slept really well and I would wake up feeling refreshed, and that was a new feeling for me, was waking up feeling refreshed. Also, too, one of the most exciting things is the fact that I've been able to eat foods that I never thought I'd be able to eat again. As the time had gone on, my food allergies were increasing and increasing to the point of hardly being able to eat anything. And throughout treatments, those allergies have gone away. and I've been able to enjoy even some simple vegetables and fruits that I wasn't able to eat. And that's brought a lot of joy to be able to eliminate some food allergies. Also, some of the improvements are the head pressure. When I would lay down at night, it felt like bricks weighing my head down. The head pressure is completely gone when I lay down. I no longer suffer from migraine headaches, which I was plagued with for many, many years, severely. I had taken so many drugs that neurologists had given me, and they would make everything worse, 1,000 times worse. So I was suffering with them all on my own, and to not have them now for these several months has been so refreshing. The heart arrhythmia is gone, which is really exciting. My lymphatic system, which was so full and swollen, I mean, even when I was on the liquid diet, for 3 months I continued to gain weight and swell up because of my lymphatic system. It has dramatically shrunk down, which is very exciting. Another huge thing is the fibrocystic breasts. This is thrilling. They were so painful and so severe that I was in misery constantly with them. And I was scared because I know it's not good. Within the first few months, through treatments, the condition of my breasts have changed dramatically. Dramatically. I now have healthy breasts, which I never thought I'd say, but that is exciting to me as well. My liver and my spleen are improving in function, which is exciting. They're able to perform much better than they were before, considering they were completely failing on me. My sensitivity to light has improved as well, which is huge for me. Sensitivity to sound, we're still defeating that, but I know that we'll conquer that as well. My menstrual cycles have changed in the sense that I no longer have to rely on progesterone for them to come on time. And the pain and suffering has dramatically decreased. My chest pain, I constantly suffered with chest pain, is gone. Constant stomach pain, like knives, is gone. And also too, I've been able to have more physical activity. The fact that I've been able to take walks, even though they're short, is so significant when you come from being bedridden. With the autoimmune disease, the Sjogren's disease, it literally felt like my body was being eaten from the inside out. With my muscles, just the inflammation in my muscles, the pain, the achiness was intense aching in shoulders and legs and every joint, big joints, the small joints, even the joints in my fingers, just intense pain. Even to be touched, was painful. Breathing was a challenge as well. It felt literally like someone is strangling you at the esophagus, like they're holding you and strangling you, or like there's a weight on your chest. And that's how I felt for much of the time, and that's why I mentioned the chest pain has dramatically, it's not there, so that's dramatic. It's gone, which I'm so grateful for. I felt like every part of me, my person, Kenna, who normally is extremely social and involved in everything, was completely shut down. Every single piece of me became like skin being just torn off of you piece by piece, to the point of feeling like raw wounds, almost like your flesh is bare. That's how I felt. And honestly, you get to the point where you do want to die because you have no quality of life left. And that's how I felt. But I know life is precious, so that's what helped me to keep fighting and to keep searching, even though it's been a 20-year journey. That determination has helped me to keep fighting, and thankfully found Dr. Jyoti. So I did see dozens of doctors, at least 24 doctors, specialist after specialist, who looked at different parts of your body. And I even went to the Immune Institute in Atlanta, Georgia, thinking that this was going to be my answer. And the doctor told me there that it's a 50-50 chance that we can help you. And those odds weren't good enough for me for the expense that was involved, so we didn't follow through with that. But the journey has been long, and it's been exhausting, very exhausting, to the point of just wanting to give up many times. I've had a tremendous support system that's pushed me forward, a loving husband who's been there through thick and thin to help me through all of this. My parents, loving friends that we've known for decades that have been there to support us and help us through this journey. And those are the things that have helped push me forward. So if you have a support system, use it. I highly recommend it. What makes Dr. Jati different is so many things. There's a lot of things. The first and foremost thing, though, is when you come for an examination, Dr. Jati gives you his heart and soul. He spends as much time as necessary to make sure that you understand exactly what's happening with you. And he does it in such a way that you can actually understand it. He's patient. He's compassionate. He's very intuitive. He's discerning, and he's empathetic. He understands, and you sense that with the passion that he puts into his care. What I appreciate about Dr. Jati is that he looks at the body as a whole. He doesn't look at it in pieces. He sees how everything's interconnected, and he speaks the language of the brain, and he speaks the language of the body, and he knows how to treat or do the appropriate applications or fire the brain in such a way that it can communicate with the body so that the body can heal. It's unlike anything that anyone probably has ever experienced. It is truly awe-inspiring. It's cutting edge, and I believe it's the healthcare of the future. He's a scientist who strives, I think, for just complete wellness, and he leaves no stone unturned. He makes sure that every base is covered, right down to what you eat, how putting it in your body, and how it affects every cell and every organ. And those details are so helpful when you're trying to get better, because when you come here and you're sick and you don't know what way is up or down, to have all those details and what to put in your mouth and how to prepare it, there's no words of how valuable that is to you as you continue on your path to wellness. So those are things that I know me and my family have been appreciative of him laying it out for us step by step. So Dr. Jati uses food as a support. That isn't the whole deal here. The deal is brain-based applications, using the brain to heal the body. That's the main thrust here. Once he fires the brain or a pathway or remaps an organ, the changes are instantaneous, because he does pre-testing, he does the application, brain-based, then he does post-testing, and the change is seen immediately. So it is truly awe-inspiring, I must say. Even for myself, during the process, I'm like, wow, what just happened? It's just fascinating. I would love to just watch him work on someone else for a while and observe it, because it is just amazing how quickly the brain responds to being fired correctly. After an application, not every application, sometimes I'll feel fatigued, sometimes I'll feel energized, and sometimes I'll feel like disconnected, like kind of spacey, like your brain goes somewhere else and then it comes back. That's kind of how it feels to me anyway. I want to say too about Dr. Jati, if you're hesitating because you're intimidated by doctors, because I've seen some really cruel doctors over the years that have been really mean and didn't provide any explanations for what was going on in your body, which it's your right to know, but some of them wouldn't tell me. Dr. Jati is brilliant, not only in the sense of he knows the body like the back of his hand, but also his ability to communicate with you as the patient, which I find fascinating, that he can be so brilliant with the body, but also be so artful in the way he speaks to the patients. He speaks to them in a way, or to us in the way that we can understand in layman's terms. So by the time you walk away, he knows that you understand what's happening with you. He's very artful at illustrations, which really drives it home, and you get it. So I thoroughly appreciate that about him, because you want to know it's your right, it's your body, and he makes sure of that. Jadi has saved my life, and for that I'm deeply appreciative. So if you or someone you know is suffering, maybe not even with as many things as I have dealt with, this is the place you need to come. In the past, when you go to doctors, you have lists and lists of questions to ask them because you're afraid they're going to miss something. So you're concerned, right, about it. But with Dr. Jadi, it's like he already knows the reasonable line of thought that goes through a person's brain. And so he answers all those questions before you can even articulate them to him, which is such a relief. So as treatments continue, I don't even have to worry about lists of questions because of his intuitiveness and his discernment, and he's so in tune to the body. When he sees you, I walked in here and I didn't have to say one word and he knew what was wrong. That's how connected he is, not only to you as an individual, but to his art. When I came to Dr. Jadi, I had a huge bag full of supplements, which I had clung to for years, bags and bags of supplements. And he doesn't use supplements immediately. If you need a supplement to support something, he'll tell you if you need that supplement to support it. He'll tell you exactly how to take it, how often to take it, but you don't have to worry about being bombarded with bags of supplements. And also, too, what's beautiful about functional neurology is there are no drugs involved, there are no injections, and there's no cutting the body open. So that is refreshing as well because it's completely non-invasive. Once the brain integrates with the organ systems, then the body starts making turnaround, and the turnaround starts happening rapidly. So I thought that was fascinating, the systems integration, body systems with the brain functioning. Once they come together, you've got a body that's functioning. It's a beautiful thing.